The abyss is cold today.
It is very cold outside.
Awkward I-5. Welcome back to Turn 5.
I have layers on.
You know that we're working today because it's freezing cold and it's wintertime. And
Yeah.
that's when we do all of our projects.
Yes, it's a terrible idea because someone doesn't have a heated garage.
Today we are going to reverse something we have previously done.
Yeah, we're gonna fix what has made this Cayman undrivable on a daily driver.
Hold this for me while you look for your words. Here's what happened. We took this off and we put on a Fabspeed race exhaust.
It's specifically called the Supercup exhaust, and it drones a lot, and I'll talk about more why I didn't like it later in the video. But right now, we're going to put that on the car.
So it shouldn't take that long. Either we're going to freeze and just end the video when we end it, or we're going to be successful in our exhaust replacing thing. Let's take off the old exhaust, put on this exhaust. Let's take off the old exhaust, put on the old exhaust, and come along with us as we freeze. This has been a game changer.
Has it?
Yeah. It's really nice to be able to take off the tires with ease, and that baby does it. Now, if you remember from our last exhaust video, what we're going to do is take off these two bolts on each side, and then there is a plate on the end of the transmission that's holding these brackets on, and hopefully then we can just take everything down. We'll set up the camera, see if that works. Why don't you tell them real quick some of the reasons why we're getting rid of the Fabspeed?
All right. So some of the reasons why we're getting rid of the Fabspeed is I daily drive my car. And this exhaust sounds amazing when you're going flat out. It also sounds acceptable when you're going around a city. It's not too loud. Well, it's loud, but it doesn't drone because you can find an RPM that works. If you live in an area where you have to drive down the interstate all the time, like I do, you're gonna end up hating your car because it just drones and drones and drones unless you want to be in fourth gear at 4,600 RPM, and then it's just screaming. Sounds good, but it's screaming.
I think if I were to suggest a new exhaust, I would say Fabspeed was amazing on your old Cayman.
I agree.
I think we went to too high of a tier of race exhaust.
Well,
if that makes sense to you.
So Fabspeed really has two tiers of exhaust. They have a good one for the street driving, then they have a race exhaust. I had the good one for the street driving on my last car, and then we went race exhaust on this one. Now, if you're willing to spend some extra money, they also make a valved one, which I think would probably be perfect.
I just don't know how to install a valve one. Maybe it's easy. I don't know. Let's get this exhaust off and get the old one back on. So to make this easier, if we take off these 4 bolts, which are attached to the end of the transmission, that is this bracket that's supporting the exhaust. Can you see that?
Yep, it comes to right here where I'm pointing, runs that line all the way there.
When we take this off, the entire exhaust will be able to just come out. And then we'll attach the old exhaust back to this and put it back up. So there's a little tidbit for you. Don't go anywhere, because at the end of this video, we're going to put clear side markers on to make this a European spec Cayman.
Oh boy!
So here is what we did. This is that plate that goes, or actually it's the exhaust hanger that goes on the back of the transmission. We have loosely put that on here, right? We got our 2 brackets there. And now we're gonna wiggle this up in there, off camera, because it only takes a few minutes, but it's a little bit wonky.
And it takes 2 people to get it on there,
Yeah.
and one of us has to be camera guy.
Yes, and then we'll move this, because this bracket has to go that way just a little bit, where it belongs, and then put those 4 bolts back in, and then we went from an old exhaust to an old exhaust.
Yes!
Easy! And just like that, the old exhaust is off, and the old exhaust is on.
You are really having fun with the fact that it's the old exhaust going on the old exhaust, or the car.
Let's get this bad beast off of the lift, take it for a rip tater chip, and see if it's better or what if it's exactly the same.
Oh, if it's exactly the same, I am trading the car in immediately.
America, Europe. America, Europe.
You're a weird dude.
You can say that again. All right, here's how easy this is. Hold this in your pocket. What you do with this is you pull it backwards.
Yep.
Of course, because we're on camera, it's not going to work.
Of course.
Okay, we're almost there. So, there we go.
Okay,
That
now it's
comes
coming out.
There you go. And now you got this, which they could have given you like
A little bit of space.
a little bit of space. I don't really like to do that.
So you have to push the clip in
Push
and
the
make
clip
it
in.
pull out.
Take
And
that out. And now we're just going to reverse this one.
They are slightly different. That one's got a raised surface in it.
This is a little bit taller,
Yep, and this one's completely flush with a taller clip.
which makes it just a touch bit more difficult.
But
Because
you can still do it.
why wouldn't it be more difficult? You slide that back in. Go like this and push it forward. Europe!
Europe!
We are now illegal every day.
Nice!
Let's go for a rip and see if the old exhaust is as good as you remember it.
Here comes the first startup of my old exhaust.
Double old.
Double old?
Not the old, but the old.
Not the old, but
The
the old.
older.
Okay, why don't you get in the car and do it?
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
What if it pulls up?
Still sounds good.
I think that does still sound good.
It still does sound good.
Let's take it for a rip, Tater Chip, to make sure. Well, we successfully did a thing again.
We did.
And what do you think?
It's a lot quieter and a lot better.
In a good way.
Yeah.
All right, so apparently Porsche engineers know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Fabspeed does make an excellent exhaust.
It sounded good. It was just so unbearably loud. You couldn't daily drive it.
So there is stock, first level of Fabspeed,
Yep.
second level of Fabspeed.
Yeah. There's the second level, and I went to that one.
We liked the first level, with which we had on your old Cayman.
Yes.
So we're not knocking Fabspeed at all.
No.
On this car, it was too obnoxious, and I'm used to being by somebody who's very obnoxious.
Yeah. The thing that changes is Fabspeed is very open about it being stupid loud. The thing that I didn't notice on their website, even in the reviews, people said it droned from around 2,500, 2,000 to 3,000 RPM.
It actually didn't even drone there.
Oh, it did drone there. It also droned all the way up to 4,000 RPM.
So if you're just full throttle, though, it's great.
Yes, so if you live in town and you can keep it under 55 or 55, you could get a gear that wouldn't drone. And it didn't sound like super loud because the engine wasn't working very hard.
Or if you're on a racetrack.
If you're on a racetrack. Now, right now, where we're doing the speed limit, it would have been so loud that I couldn't hear myself think on a daily basis.
Yeah, so on Honest Man's Review, the race exhaust from Fabspeed on a 2014
Cayman S.
Cayman S is not for us.
No.
It may be for people. It's in practicality, it is not an exhaust that we would use again.
Yep.
Beautifully built,
Very well built.
but there is just something to be said about this exhaust. So, reality, buy a Porsche with a sport exhaust from the factory and you'll be happy.
Yeah.
Awkward high five. Thank you for tuning in, for watching yet another exhaust video. We hope that this was actually an honest review, and nothing against Fabspeed. We've had another of the products. It was absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
just not for us on this application. We will talk to you guys soon.
Make sure to click like, comment, and subscribe.
That's it.